At the town of Prabhas Patan on Gujarat's western shore, the land comes to an abrupt end at the edge of the Indian subcontinent. If you follow a straight line south from this specific point on the coast, you will not encounter a single landmass. It is a completely unobstructed path across the ocean until you reach Antarctica. This rare geographical corridor makes the site one of the few places on the continent with a direct oceanic link to the South Pole. Occupying this unique position is the Somnath Temple, a 7-story structure rising 155 feet, topped by a 10-ton ceremonial vessel and a flag flying from a 37-foot mast. It is regarded as the first of the 12 Jyotirlingas, the most sacred shrines dedicated to Lord Shiva in the Hindu tradition. Historical records of a temple here stretch back to at least 649 BC, with local traditions suggesting the site is older still. However, the massive stone structure standing today was only completed in May of 1951. This gap between the site's ancient origins and its modern construction is the result of the ground it stands on being the focal point of a 1,000-year struggle over the site's existence. The site's significance began with the Triveni Sangam, a rare point on the map where 3 rivers, the Kapila, the Heron, and the Saraswati, all converge before entering the sea. For centuries, this confluence made the site a primary destination for pilgrims, which in turn led to a massive accumulation of cultural and material wealth within the temple's walls. In 1026, that wealth drew the attention of Mahmud of Ghazni, who launched a violent assault that shattered the temple's defenses. This event was not an isolated raid, but rather the first in a series of repeated attacks by various invaders over the next several centuries. These recurring assaults aimed to do more than just seize riches. They were a systematic effort to permanently dismantle the spiritual and cultural identity tied to the site. In response, successive regional powers like the Paramaras, Chalukyas, and Marathas refused to let the site vanish, rebuilding the temple after every period of destruction. These reconstructions utilized the Chalukya style of architecture, characterized by these dense, intricate stone carvings that cover the temple's exterior. By the 20th century, as India moved toward independence, the project to restore Somnath became a national priority to permanently end this cycle of ruin. The effort was spearheaded by Vallabhbhai Patel, who organized the resources and political will for a total reconstruction. The project reached its conclusion in May 1951, when India's first president, Rajendra Prasad, officially inaugurated the new temple. The 1951 ceremony shifted the temple's role, turning a local pilgrimage site into a national landmark of the country's ability to reclaim its oldest historical foundations. Today, the temple grounds have expanded into a wide complex that sits quietly beside the Arabian Sea. On May 11th, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is scheduled to visit the temple to observe the Somnath Swabiman Parv. The event marks a grim milestone, exactly 1,000 years since the first major attack on the temple in 1026. At the same time, it celebrates a more recent milestone, the 75th anniversary of the temple's successful national restoration in 1951. The history of this site shows that while stone and gold can be cleared away, the cultural memory of a place is much harder to erase. Somnath stands as the physical proof that a civilization rooted deeply enough in its history will eventually find the means to